So impressed on the issue about the intelligence and the leaks, Trump would only mention the fact that the lying media, so everybody that isn't Fox News or Breitbart, um, was making up these claims. He said that he'd never talked to Russia. Now, when a reporter stands up and asks him in a yes or no question format, do you or do you not have any knowledge of your campaign being in contact with the Russians during the election? And he goes off on a not on a little rant where he basically does as much as he can not to answer the question, not quite as artfully as Kellyanne Conway, but yeah, she's got her own little scandal she has to deal with after literally trying to pawn off uh, Ivanka Trump's products after Nordstrom decided to drop her line because nobody was buying them. Um, yeah, what a mess this White House is. So all these leaks are coming out from staffers, and Trump doesn't know who they are. Um, some people even think it could be Kellyanne Conway herself trying to shake things up, maybe get a higher position. Who knows? Um, so it is illegal to leak out sensitive information to the press. The press, because we have the best First Amendment in the world, we have the right to free speech. We can still publish those things, and we can see what these leaks are. For example, after Edward Snowden gave the files to WikiLeaks and brushed through them, it was fuck. What was I going with that? Anyways, I know where I was going with that. Glenn Greenwald also was given the documents from Edward Snowden, and they brushed through them and made sure that no sensitive information within the documents he recovered were um, basically putting the country at risk. Edward Snowden was trying to do everything within his power to release the leaks, release the leaks, and expose the government's wrongdoing and the NSA overreach without putting our own intelligence in danger of falling into the wrong hands. So this is different though. Even though it is on a smaller scale and it is still illegal, um, the press has the right to publish these things. So Trump is pissed. He's not happy with the press. He obviously doesn't like to look bad. He's always in constant need of self-appraisal and reaffirmation of his greatness, and it's gonna get dangerous if it keeps going on like this. I'm not saying this as a liberal trying to offset my hatred for Donald Trump by just coming on here and ranting. I'm saying this as a human being looking at this guy and realizing he is not a person we can trust to lead our country. He is making childish statements. When he was talking to Benjamin Netanyahu over Israel talks the other day in another press conference, he was he was trying to establish some kind of rapport where he was dominant over Netanyahu, standing like this, looking at him when he's brazenly to his face said, "We might want to slow down with those settlements and just think about that." Yeah, something like that. It was really weird. Like nobody's ever had the balls to say that to Netanyahu's face. But then again, if you go back and watch that, you'll see that Netanyahu laughs at Trump when Trump brings up part of his ideas on negotiating, which is, um, well, the one state and the two state. I was in favor of the two state, but whatever both parties are happy with and agree on, then I'm in favor of. Like, what the fuck, dude? That doesn't make any sense, Donald. You're just saying what the problem was without giving an answer to it. Yeah, they're fighting and they're mad at each other, and I think they need to work it out. Yeah, that's not that. What? And I'll credit where credit's due. You're gonna say that to Netanyahu, who needs to settle down settlements, but right after that, Netanyahu goes on saying settlements are not the problem, and he's gonna educate Trump on his own foreign policy. So the reason why I think this is as dangerous as it is because Trump is not the only narcissistic, power hungry leader in the world. There are plenty more of them out there just like him, and they are dangerous. And we already know Trump is cozy with Saudi Arabia. He has business dealings going on there. He has business going on in Russia. So we need to keep this in mind and make sure that nothing gets by us because this is not going to go anywhere good. It's the scariest thing I've seen in a long time. And it's not, like I said, it's not me being a liberal. This has nothing to do with that. I mean, I don't care if you voted for the guy or not. Just look at him. He's a child. He speaks incoherently. He thinks he can be the bigger man in the room and tower over these other world leaders who are going to pick this guy apart. And then once Trump realizes he's been screwed over, you think the guy has a temperament to not do something we'll all come to regret? He needs to get out of office. And I know Mike Pence is right there behind him. Doesn't make it any more comforting to me. Like, if I mean, Mike Pence is Donald Trump, but not as crazy coming off, and he will probably do a lot of the terrible things Donald Trump would have done, but at least I would have the ability to feel like our leaders wouldn't put us in a danger over an ego problem, over an insult, or a prod or a poke. So I hope everybody just forgets the party lines, forgets everything else, and just looks at this through an objective lens and comes to the same conclusion I have and a lot of other people have. Believe me.